Hello dear students, welcome back again. Today we are at the ending session of the treasure within. In the lesson we are dealing with a character. Happy is a contractor. A lesson is interview type lesson and interview is conducted by Bela Raja and Hafiz contractor answering questions. Now today we will discuss the last few questions. Now the next question it was living in a boarding school is difficult. Living in a boarding school is difficult. We were just uh, after that discussion of the boarding school. Nowadays there are so many tests. Back then whenever we had tests we used to just copy. The teacher thought that we had done our work. This was our last point. Now the next question is there is a contention that giftedness and learning disabilities go hand in hand. Do you think this applies to you? Now this next question asked by Bela Raja to Hafiz contractor. What do you think about the disabilities, okay, and giftedness? So what he answered, well, take some students from my class. Those who always stood first or second are today doing very ordinary jobs. And what was his answer? That the students who did very well in their academic, in schools, okay, they are doing ordinary jobs. Means in practical life, school performance is not going to affect all the time. The next question, I have come across this situation in so many different places where people tell me that their class toppers are doing very ordinary today. Again, a question asked by Bela Raja and what answer was given by Hafiz contractor. In school, I think living our lives there made us a strict smart. I have learned more by doing what I did on my own than what academics would have taught me. And what Hafiz contractor mentioned, whatever he learned personally, other than textbook, and it is clear that only textbooks are not going to guide you. Because in a society, when we deal with our practical day-to-day life, it teaches us number of things, and the same thing was happened with Hafiz contractor. He learned number of things in the practical life, and with that experience he goes on. That is because the personality and skills were there. You were able to find expression in a manner you were comfortable with, and you defined very every rule so that nobody would stop you from doing what you needed to do. Again, the next question by Bela Raja and what Hafiz a contractor you have replied to it. Listen, I was more interested in other things. See that we come to know very well in the beginning of the lesson because his books were always a new brand till the end of the year. And what was the reason for that? Because always he used to open these books just before the examination. So students used to prefer buy old books from Hafiz a contractor, and it shows that he was not interested in studies. Second thing, he used to do many pranks. That also shows. If, for example, while in class it started raining outside, I would think of flowing water and how build a dam to block it. Now see, in a rainy season when rain started there and class was going on, teacher was busy in the teaching, that time what were the thoughts in the mind of Hafiz contractor? That what is the process to build dams? How are you going to block the river water? I would be thinking about the flow of water within the dam and how much of water the dam would be able to hold. That was my interest for the day. And see what were the concept in the rainy season. What he thought that what is the process to build dam. Second thing, how this dam is capable to hold large amount of water and how much water it going to fold. These were the questions which in his mind for that particular day. That time he never shows his interest in the studies or what the teacher is doing in the class. When student lost a button while playing or fighting, one incident he shared here. When student lost a button while playing or fighting, they would come running to me and I would cut a button for them from chalk using a blade. Discipline in school was very important and no student could afford to have a button missing. The student would get past dinner with a full neat uniform, and after that it did not matter. See, Hafiz contractor, he was a student of boarding school, and there are certain rules and regulations for every boarding school, and for discipline and neatness, boarding schools were having very strict decisions. So he shared one example or one incident of losing button, that you must have all buttons of your shirts when you go for dinner, and all means neatness and cleanliness. It was on the agenda of that school, and it is in every school. Now the next question, that is coming to the present, how do you decide as to what kind of structure you want to give a client? Now they came back on the current situation. Now Hafiz contractor, he is working as a contractor, and what Bela Raja asked, coming to the present, how do you decide, okay, as to what kind of structure you want to give a client? Now Bela Raja asked, what kind of structure you want to give your client? That is question. And for that, what is the answer by Hafiz contractor? I look at the client's face, his clothes, the way he talk and pronounces. See, what are the parameters of Hafiz saying? He look at client's face. Okay. Look at the client's face. Okay. After that, his clothes. Then the way he talks. The way he talks and pronounces, the way he eats. The way he eats, and I would know what his taste would be like. See, these are few points which Hafiz contractor consider before giving any model to his client. His face, he first observe, okay, gestures of the client's face. After that, his clothes, then the way he talk, then the way he eats. These things he consider. I can relate to people in a way that would be comfortable. I sketch very spontaneously on a paper on the spot. That paper I give to my people in the office, and spontaneously he used to sketch whatever the requirement of the client, and that paper he used to give them. Now, next question, it was asked by Bela Raja. You do it instinctively. See, instinctively, the meaning of the word is naturally, okay, not artificially. Means naturally he was having ability to do that all. You take down these points, we will continue. Now let us go for the last question. Bela Raja asked that you do it naturally, okay, and what answer was given by Hafiz contractor? Call it instinct, call it arithmetic, whatever. Now it comes to me like mathematics, putting design, construction, psychology and sociology together and making a sketch from all that is mathematics? He answered, here we almost come to a full circle where Mr. Contractor has derived his own interpretation of mathematics, taking it from a subject he hated to a subject he now loved dealing with. Now, in the last answer of a contractor, the subject which he hates a lot in his school life, now he is dealing with very interest because he required it in his business. So this was about Hafiz contractor, his interview conducted. Now there is a comprehension check. Already few questions we have completed and a few questions are remaining. All of you read this lesson properly and try to find out answers for the comprehension check. After first part there are 4 questions in that. That also you complete. You find out the answers we have discussed already. And in second part also there are total 6 questions. Out of that 3 questions we have completed. The remaining 3 questions you read. Now see, let me tell you. Question number 4. How did he help fellow student who had lost a button? Answer for this question is on page number 31. When student lost a button. From that passage you can take answer for this question. After that, which rules did he break as a school boy? Okay. Now the next question, which rules he break as a school boy? You can search for this answer in the second part only. And in question number 6, there are 2 sub questions. What are the questions? See, what is Hafiz contractor's definition of mathematics? That you can see on last page number 32 last. And the last is, how would you want to define mathematics? Do you like the subject? Now this question is a totally personal answer type of question in which you have to define mathematics because you are dealing with mathematics and whether you like it or not, that is up to you. So answer of last question, that is your willingness, you can write. So here we have completed this interview type lesson, that is the treasure within. What we can learn from the lesson? What actual text is? That is interview of a person, okay, Hafiz contractor. But what I thought, students should create interest in their studies. That is very much important. Second thing, if you are not too much successful in school education, it does not mean that you will not successful in your rest of the life. That also we can learn from this lesson. It doesn't mean that you should perform low at school level, not like that. You try to perform your best every year, whatever the classes is, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, graduation, post graduation, whatever it is, and these all your perfection will help you to develop your life. Thank you very much.